You know, I'm not closing the sides because it's going to be easier for me to work the lapel, right? You guys can already see where the break point is. I actually did, I thought I did a notch. I think I did it on the facing, right? But we did it almost on the waist. You can see here, there's the breaking point. This is where the lapel is going to cross over 1 inch from the center front. You already can see the lapel on it, right? Now, here is the facing, which is going to be underneath, right? But if I put it on top, just so we can see it, it has exactly the same shape. Now you see also the interfacing is on the facing. In reality, the facing is going to be the self of the lapel because it's on the inside, it's going to flip open. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have the upper color, okay? The upper color is going to be attached to the facing because from the inside it would flip up. And the under color, it will be attached to the actual self of the jacket. Sounds confusing, right? But it's backwards because remember, when we put this right here, this is going to flip up and create the collar. See? So the under color goes on the self, the upper color goes on the facing. Okay? So let's sew it. So I'm gonna get right sides together. So my center backs are, I have a seam on both of them because the under color has, is on the bias and it has a center back seam. Okay? I have a notch on my shoulder, so that makes it really easy for me to make it fit. And if it doesn't fit, what do you do?
Cry. Quit.
No, you must quit. Okay. It's the only part of the Kardashians that I like. The joke part. It doesn't fit, you must quit. Anyway, so here we're going to follow the curve and see this little indentation that we did from the 1/2 inch to the 1/4 inch? That's exactly going to match to the 1/4 inch. Remember, this is the 1/4 inch seam allowance, right? You see it? Okay. We're going to stitch that at 1/2 inch, following this curve. And then we're going to press that seam open on the self and on the facing. Once we got that ready with the seam press open, I'm going to not make you have to wait for that. We're going to pin all the way around the neckline and we're going to stitch the facing to the self all around the neckline up to this point. And then we're going to start at that point on the collar and stitch all the way up to the other side of the collar. So there are very different ways of sewing. There are, probably you can say that either one would make the lapel and the collar work, but this way gives you a much finer, better quality on it, much more tailored, much more cleaner. Because what some people would do is they would put the two collars, the upper and the under collar. Have any other pins? You know, one pin? One pin. Okay? So you can stitch the two collars turn them over, press them, do an understitch, be all ready. And then you can attach the two colors already lined to here, put the facing, sandwich the color in the middle, right? And then it's done. But then it's very stable. Like say for example, a Zara or an H&M jacket will be done like that. It's cheaper, it's much faster. But if you want to have a finer tailor jacket, it's going to be separated because the collar and the lapel have a little bit of ease and movement, and it's not going to be moving. And you can see the difference on how it's done. So now that you guys know, I should give you a homework. You're going to go to 3 different price points. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to make you go to the Design District to Armani. Oh, they have Armani. Okay, I'm gonna make you go to the mall to Macy's, and I'm gonna make you go to Zara. And you're gonna write a report how the collar and the lapel is sewn on a blazer. How'd you like that?
I don't even know where Sarah is.
Wait, you just said you were joking, no?
Yeah, he's joking.
You know, behind every joke there is some
I
kind
know,
of
that's
seriousness.
why I was surprised you kept going.
Yeah,
Sarcasm.
it's a good report.
No, it's so good for extra credit.
How about Earth Closet?
I should have been a ophthalmologist because I can see your eyes rolling, and I would make a lot of money to bring them back to where they were supposed to be.
So you start a quarter inch away from the edge.
Yes, because I had a 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Okay. Did you go back and forth or no?
Yes, I always reverse because I don't want it to come off. And if you guys have seen me, every time I'm going, I'm stopping because I want to make sure that I don't have a pleat underneath. So I'm going to line up my fabric so it lays flat. Okay? So if you have a pleat, you must quit. Oh no, it doesn't fit. And you're gonna press these seams open. So remember the concept. Whenever you have an inner curve, you're gonna snip. Whenever you have an outer curve, you're going to cut triangles. So that applies to this, okay? So imagine if I would have sewn the sides of the jacket, how uncomfortable it will be to do this. See, I can see. And muslin don't lie. If he doesn't like it, wants to make a pleat, it will make it. You can send it to therapy, it still will do it. Trying to convince it not to do it, they'll do it. So yes, when I get to the 1/4 inch, I'm gonna reverse. And so you guys can see it. See, I have no pleats in here. Yes? Pretty?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see how it fits. Pretty pattern. Right? Pretty? Everybody good? Yeah. So now we're going to do the same thing on the line facing, and then we're going to press it. So if you guys want to keep working, I'll prepare that. You don't have to be watching me for this, right?